Most of us struggle with controlling how much to eat. You know, portion sizes have been increasing and it's really cheap to supersize our meal, maybe just $1 and we can get so much more food. But we're not getting a bargain, we're trading our health because then we overeat. So what controls our appetite? Isn't it our hunger? Well, yes, but there are other factors, including things like our eating environment. If we eat distracted, then we can actually become more hungry and eat more. An experiment was done with children. They were sent into 2 rooms, half watched cartoons with food commercials and half without food commercials. There were snacks in the room and those with the food commercials ate 45% more snacks. Now, even who we eat with will change our eating behaviour. So if we have a companion at the table who's larger and eats more than us, we'll tend to do the same. Also, it's really funny, but our perception of how much we've eaten alters how hungry we feel. They did an experiment with a group of people and they offered them bowls of soup around the table. Some were small bowls, some were large bowls, but what the guests didn't know was that the bowl had a little tube coming out the bottom of it, and it went under the table and it was refilled or emptied to varying degrees. Everyone ate the same amount of soup, but they didn't know it. Those that ate apparently a small bowl of soup thought they were hungrier than those who ate a large bowl. In another experiment, people were given a 380 calorie milkshake, except some had 620 calories on the label and others had 140 calories. Those drinking milkshake labelled 620 felt fuller when they were asked a few hours later. So reflect on your meal and remember, don't be on autopilot. Tell yourself at the end of the meal, that was plenty of food. I'm not going to feel hungry for some hours. As we eat, there's a hormone called uroguanilin, which is produced by our intestines, and it travels to the brain and gives us a feeling of fullness. But in overfed mouse, that hormone is turned off and they keep eating. Well, the good news is it's restored when they're put on a diet. So we might want to skip a couple of meals a week to reset our uroguanilin hormone. Now, next time you look at a picture of the Last Supper, which was painted in the 16th century, you'll notice that Jesus and all the disciples were thin, and that's because everyone was at that time. One clue to why they were thin was to notice the size of their plates. Their plates on the table were small, and we know that because you can compare the plate to the size of the hands and the faces. Very different to the plates of the 21st century, which is so much larger. So if you're overweight, you might want to reduce the size of your plates, because a study at Cornell University found that reducing your dinner plate from 12 to 10 inches leads people to eat 22% fewer calories. Now let's turn our attention to drinking glasses. Do you have tall and thin ones or short and fat ones? Well, I'd advise you to go for tall and thin, because our brain thinks, there's more in this tall and thin glass than there is in this short fat glass. Now, when you're dishing up a meal, I'd encourage you to just start with one plate. Fill your plate, have plenty of the raw things, the fruit or the salad, and put the dressing on the side, by the way. And when you eat that meal, start with the raw things, because they're going to be low in calories, high in nutrients, and they're going to fill you up faster because they've got more fibre. Put your leftovers away quickly so you're not tempted to keep grazing. Eat slowly, skip the starter, don't upsize your meal. It's really not a bargain if you have to upsize your wardrobe.